a world where sports have stretched beyond the fabric of reality and podcasts became as common as potholes, there were two guys in Morgantown, West Virginia who desired to do something different. These two guys came up with an idea to bring real life back to the arena of sports and hopefully be somewhat entertaining along the way. These two guys are certainly no experts, and they're definitely not comedians. They just think they are. This is the Extra Medium Podcast, and here are those two guys.
Hey, and away we go. Hey, welcome everyone to the Extra Medium Podcast, Episode 3, Season 1. And how did we come up with that extra medium? Matt and I are just two plus-size guys living in an extra medium world. That's all you need to know. I'm Justin Jackson. Hello, sports editor. I'm at the Dominion Post. And Matt.
I'm Matt Amory, former WVU lineman and state champion at Morgantown High.
On the show today, we have an alert.
Special guest alert?
An alert. Now, I'm thinking, like, you know, when the quarterback, when he audibles, right? It's alert, right?
Yeah.
Unless you're Peyton Manning.
Yeah.
Then it's Omaha, right?
Yeah.
We have a special guest alert today, our first ever special guest, in honor of it being the Pit Week. We're going to have, a little bit later on, we're going to have former WVU long snapper and pride of Bridgeport, Tim Lindsay, will be joining us on the show. We'll be speaking to him about his football reactions from the rivalry game coming up with Pitt, and then obviously what happened last week against Ohio University, and we'll maybe have some stories to tell, and we'll just kind of see what happens with Tim and try to have some fun a little bit later on today. We'll also have Michael Griffith of the Dominion Post. He'll be on standby, the legend, right?
Oh, yeah. Okay.
He'll be on standby here. We'll be talking about week 2 of high school football and what's coming up for week 3. Also, hey, Matt, $5 challenge is in play, right?
The $5 challenge is in play. It's our personal thing where if we can make each other break character and bust out laughing, you got to pay up $5. However,
no one has won yet, right?
No one's won yet, and according to the last show, I have receipts that it's kind of, we're doing a rolling count here, so I believe we're up to 15. Now, I'm no math scientist or anything.
Well, I
believe we're up 3 shows, 5 each, 15. Sounds about right to me.
I don't know. I'm broke. I don't know if I can worth the $15 right now.
I can get to about 20 on the negative, and we're good.
Hey, we do have a sponsor for the show, and Matt, tell the good people what's going on out there.
Hey, the Extra Medium Podcast is proudly sponsored by the Erickson Alumni Center. Whether you're interested in hosting a corporate retreat, a baby shower, or a beautiful wedding reception, we take pride in making every experience a memorable one.
And we want to open up the show today with some light discussion here on the Pitt game coming up. It is Pitt week. It's kind of what everyone's been waiting for. And obviously West Virginia coming off a very disappointing loss, 17-10 against Ohio University. And disappointing in a number of ways, not only because of the score, but because of the Jaheim White was injured.
Absolutely.
Jaden Bray was injured. They
arguably even a bigger loss in the game itself, losing those two guys.
Both players lost for the season. You had some interchanging of the quarterbacks. The offensive line probably wasn't their best effort, and so Ohio University comes out with the upset victory, even though it was at their home stadium.
And, you know, not to rub salt in the wound, it hurt. It almost was like Ohio U was trying to give us the game with turnovers, and we fought and fought, but just could not pull through, and this hurts. I mean, being in a losing locker room hurts. Let's not forget, though, 2001, 14-17 lost to Temple. It's happened in year one. I mean, nobody really wants to hear growing pains. No one wants to hear this is what has to happen before we get the hard edge. I mean, we got 70 new people in here. No matter what industry you're in, 70 new people. 80. Right. Goodness gracious, 80 new people. Any job, it's going to be tough. Still heartbreaking. And I mean, dare I say, I'm glad we didn't hear, well, at least you had a good time. We saw a coach who wanted to get better, is going to coach up these guys and be ready for one of the biggest rivalries, and in my opinion, the biggest rivalry in college football. I
think, and you kind of alluded to it, the most disappointing part of the game, the interceptions, and I think all 3 came in the second half, did they not?
I believe so.
And not only did West Virginia not turn any of those interceptions into points, they didn't even get a first down.
Correct.
On the drive. So
correct.
That was probably the most disappointing aspect from what I saw.
And I think that defense may even be better than what they looked like and what they appeared, because the offense was just going 3 and outs and quick, and that defense is wearing out. And I tell you what, after a few 3 and outs, you got those defensive guys running on the field as you're running off, kind of like side-eyeing you, like, hey, man, you need to make something happen, and We sure as heck did not.
So Pitt, what else you got to say, right? Pitt is coming into Morgantown on Saturday. 7.5-point favorites. That's the early line I saw today. What are your thoughts on that? You like that line?
I say Mountaineers never a good team to bet on. I don't like it for Pitt. I think WVU is going to win. I think WVU is going to win by 14.
Straight up.
All right. I'm telling you now. Okay. Hot take. Why not, man?
Okay.
Episode 3, we made it here. Hot take. Let's get it. This is an environment they're coming into. Hey, buddy, you be ready. Ohio happened. Next team up, and it just so happens we got some anger and we got some pain to take out on our boys. But you can't really hype up a game that's one thing you consider possibly the biggest rivalry in college football. You can't really hype it up anymore, but you just want to get that bad taste out of your mouth from Ohio, and what better time to do it? 3:00 at Bushgar.
Matt, I got one quick question now. So obviously the team is coming off the disappointing loss to Ohio. They're getting ready for Pitt. What is Rich Rodriguez like this week? What's according to your experiences with him? Is it a kind of a hell week, or is it just kind of a get better week? What is Rich Rodriguez like this week?
Early in the week, it's not too fun, especially in the meetings. That'd be one time where you're like, I can't wait to get this meeting over and get into practice. You better hope you're not on that film loafing. Loafing's worse than missed assignments, but it's at the starting of the week. Let's get our X's and O's. Let's correct our mistakes and get the fundamentals down and go forward. It is not a fun time. My goodness gracious. But when you get out on the field, you have a chance to do some hitting, do some contact, get the things sorted out that's needed, and get ready for Pitt week. I mean, what else can you say? But as you go forward in the week, it's business as usual. Well, is it business as usual?
Well, I don't know. I'm kind of wondering what he's like in the meetings. What's so bad about the meetings?
Well, I mean, you don't want to be in the meetings making mistakes. You're gonna you want to have thick skin in these meetings because ultimately he wants to bring out the best man in you.
Sure.
But if you're out there loafing, boy, he's going to let you know, and it might hurt your feelings a bit or two. I thought I was a tough guy, and a couple times had my feelings hurt, not as tough as I thought. You want to get back on that field like, hey, I'm going to show you. And next time, whether it's whatever the mistake may be, I don't know. I saw plenty of mistakes and execution errors. I'm not sure if it's a toughness thing.
Right.
If it's a toughness thing, Coach Rod, I'll come in there, I'll pad up, I'll start a fight with a couple of the guys.
Has he ever done that? Has he ever donned the pads?
Has Coach Rod?
Yeah.
No? Coach Rod I haven't seen with the pads, but one of our assistants, our grad assistants, Bob, with Coach Trickett, had the pads on one day. And that was good to see.
How'd that end up for him?
It didn't end up too well. I think the psychological damage may have been more. But hey, I'll put on the pads, start a fight with a couple of the guys. I don't think it's a toughness thing; it's an execution thing. But we'll get it right. And is it a personnel thing? We're going to find out. We're going to have these questions answered. And sure, there's a test coming for us.
Well, the test is probably Pitt quarterback Eli Holstein. Through 2 games now, he's completed 70% of his passes, a little over 500 yards passing, and 8 touchdowns. Pitt's running game, good, not great, but good enough to kind of stand out and keep you honest. But Holstein, and he's got just a different, wide array of guys to throw the ball to. I think they've got like 5 or 6 guys with at least 4 catches. So he obviously can spread the ball out and throw to a lot of different areas of the field. But 70% completion percentage, that's pretty impressive.
I believe Rich even said he thinks he's an NFL guy, slinging the rock out there. And
you like that?
I like that. I think that's good. I think he's an NFL guy, but it's going to be a good challenge. It's going to be a different challenge than Ohio. It's going to be a different challenge. Navarro was so unpredictable and can move. This is guy. He's not going to be a sitting target.
Right.
But he can throw the ball, and it's going to be a challenge for our defense.
WVU obviously going to be shorthanded. Jaheim White out for the season. Horse collared, tackled.
Oh, that was...
Did you ever horse collar anyone?
Never.
No?
I never would do such a thing.
No?
I would never. Absolutely not. On purpose or by mistake. I would never do such a thing.
Well, Jaheim White gets horse collared, and he is out for the year. Jaden Bray. I didn't see how Jaden got hurt, but obviously he's out.
I just saw he was getting carted off.
Yeah.
And, I mean, it's...
And then we have the quarterback situation. Your thoughts there. We started off with Nico and efficient, not spectacular, but then needed a change, and he went to Jalen Henderson.
Yeah, and how much was the quarterback's fault? How much was the receiver's fault? How much was the offensive line's fault? We don't really know. Coach Rod was asked about Jalen Henderson after the game. He said, he just wanted to provide a spark. Dare I say, let me throw another hot take out there. Why not Jalen Henderson or Max Brown? Throw them in a couple packages at running back. I know you want to preserve your number 2 quarterback, but why not?
Well, they did. They kind of did that with Tavon Austin. Now, not that Tavon was a quarterback, but he was your star receiver.
Star receiver. You remember that game against Oklahoma?
Well, that's what I'm saying.
You had him line up against everywhere. But Coach Rod is a genius. I don't know X's and O's like him.
That was Dana.
What's that? Yeah, I know. Right. But just for now, for now, as far as Jalen Henderson's concerned and Max Brown playing around, compared to what I know, so if he decides there's a package for them in there, that'd be awesome. But we're going to see what the offense has to offer. It needs to establish a running game. Is it going to be running back by committee? I know Coach Rod won't like that saying, but it's what are we going to have? We're going to find out shortly. I know it's a lot of guys who don't have much playing time, but you can make a name for yourself in this Pitt rivalry.
Sure.
Yeah. You have a big game in,
in good and bad ways.
Good and bad ways.
We are going to be discussing all of this and more with Tim Lindsay here in just a few minutes. But first, just in case you were wondering where to find the Extra Meeting podcast, here's that info.
You can always find a link to the Extra Meeting podcast at www.dominionpost.com or find us on social media at Spotify and YouTube.
Today to have our first ever special guest, and who knows, maybe our last one.
No.
Okay. Former WVU long snapper Tim Lindsay joins us, a former teammate with Matt with the Mountaineers. And before we get Tim on the line here, Matt, I got to hear a story. What do we expect here with Tim coming up?
Tim is not only the best long snapper in WVU football history, but he's a brother, a wonderful man, and a great father. And it's an honor to have him on the show to be our first special guest. But the things I remember multiple things about Tim. One thing I was actually just joking about, like this was the Sugar Bowl, and it'd be time for practice. And boy, when it was time for practice, you better be locked in. So we had these bus rides, and there's some of the best times I had in WVU football. Just singing along, singing songs. Now, typically, I was the one who instigated it. Believe it or not, Justin, I might have been a troublemaker.
No, not you.
But the laughs we shared, the brotherhood we shared. If I see this guy, it's big. You know where I saw Tim for the first time when I was back in Morgantown?
Okay, where?
Sheets.
You're meeting everyone at Sheets.
I'm meeting everyone at Sheets. So it's wonderful. He's a brother of mine. It could be 20 years, 20 days. It doesn't matter. The conversation picks up like we haven't even been apart. So,
what was the song you sang?
Well, so it was around Christmas time.
Oh, so you had a little Christmas jingle?
I had a little Christmas jingle.
Okay.
There are some words I'm not allowed to say, but it's beginning to look a lot like Christmas. There was a little...
that's nice.
Well, I had a version. It's beginning to look a lot like practice.
Okay.
Everybody's sad. You didn't know I could hit that, did you?
That's like Dean Martin stuff.
Well,
right
I
there.
hope this is a slippery slope for me, because now I might have these album producers calling me. I don't want that.
And with that, we are going to bring Tim Lindsay into the conversation. Tim, how you doing?
I'm doing well, guys. I really appreciate you guys bringing me in on this inaugural first guest episode.
We love it. Thank you for coming on. Obviously, Pitt Week coming up. You've obviously went through your share of battles with the Panthers. What's Pitt Week like for you?
Pitt Week is always like, it has that extra buzz in the air. The rivalry and everything that the community also shares with this game. Pitt Week in Morgantown is just a different environment altogether. It doesn't matter the records of any team coming into this for us or Pitt. It's a game. It's brutal, and everybody's getting after it. Not only passes are throwing, whiskey bottles are throwing too. And that's how the Pitt game goes. And I have some fond, specific memories of Pitt games and ones that stand out and have stood the test of time.
Tim, it's so good to have you on the show, my brother. It's an honor. Let's start off with just a little question here. How do you think the Mountaineers are going to bounce back. And did that loss to Ohio, will that impact this big game coming up? I mean, it's already a big game, but what are your thoughts on that loss and bouncing back from a Rich Rod
Well,
team?
you know what? The bounce back with Rich Rod being involved is definitely a different bounce back than the previous coaches. As Matt knows as well as I do, if that loss did anything, it lit the fire even bigger under the Mountaineers. And Coach Rod's going to be the one stoking that fire. And these guys are going to come out with a whole new energy. And I think Pitt is in for it. The fact that we lost to Ohio is going to have these guys ready to tear some Panthers' heads off. So I see a loss under Coach Rod as an opportunity to learn and grow and actually get better, because Coach Rod and his staff will do that, unlike other times in the past where a loss just meant a steady downhill slide. I think we're going to be ready for the Panthers.
Tim talked about the whiskey bottles flying. I got a great story. Can I tell the story?
Tell the story, man.
All right. Now, this is a Maryland game. Now, this is probably back when you guys were still in high school. So this is a number of years ago. Maryland's visiting, it was Mountaineer Field then.
Okay.
And I forget the score of the game. Doesn't matter. Anyway, third quarter, fourth quarter, a whiskey bottle comes flying from out of the stands, and a golf ball comes flying out of the stands. Doug Huff, who was the old sports editor up in Wheeling, good guy, what the heck is John Daly doing up in the crowd? One of the greatest lines ever heard in the press box.
That's epic. That's an S tier line right there.
Yes, it is. It's bars.
Hey, do I owe you $15 now?
No, that's not.
That might have been. I didn't know if that was the challenge.
That's a good story.
That was a great story.
I'm saving some good ones.
Okay.
All right. Hey, Tim. Obviously last week the Ohio University loss. We saw different quarterbacks in action. We saw an offensive line that struggled at times. Just what was your overall take from that game? Was it as disappointing as what we can make it out to be?
Well, I can see how everybody feels it's a little disappointing, but the way I viewed it, and especially because I can relate to the coaching staff so well, that what it did is expose weak points, and that's opportunities with this coaching staff and this team, I think, to just rebuild, go back to the drawing board, fix the areas that we saw obviously were some problems. The quarterback situation has always been up in the air since before the season started, obviously.
Sure.
And I foresee Coach Rod mixing it up a little bit. I think all stops are off on this game, and we may see some exciting and hopefully better play calling this game.
Innovation.
Oh, I love it. And it's going to be there's new guys, next man up mentality with injuries to just make a big name for themselves in Mountaineer history. You can do it right here.
Tim, I got it.
A lot of guys in Mountaineer history got started jumping on opportunities when they went in and someone went down.
You remember that John Pennington catch? That's one of the things I remember.
Oh, my God.
That John Pennington catch, that night game.
Man, I'm sure I was standing right beside you on the sidelines.
It's a great view.
Yes, I'll never forget that. When John Pennington was actually my big brother on the team, and that was one epic moment to get him to witness him doing that.
I remember we would every now and then there'd be a turnover, and there's no chance I was getting in, but I'd always grab my helmet and act like I'm running in so I can get a laugh from the.
Yeah, I remember that.
I'm going in.
I got it, guys. Everyone relax. I got it.
Or we'd start hollering Amory on the sideline.
Tim, I got to ask you, I know you get asked all the time probably about the fake punt and the Sugar Bowl, but I want to double check something that I heard or read, and just to make sure, obviously you're the guy to talk to. So the game's obviously 38-35, late in the second half. Everyone knows Phil Brady takes the fake punt, gets the first down, and you guys win the game. The story I heard, when you guys ran out onto the field originally for that play, the fake was not on. Is that true or false?
That is 100% true. The fake was not called.
So tell me,
called on the field.
Okay, so how's that happen?
So anytime during a punt, I mean, this was just like, regular operating procedures for WVU with Rich Rod, is the fake or a different directional call was always possible, and it was just a matter of us going through our checks. And myself and the personal protector and Phil Brady, obviously, were always looking to the sidelines to see any change call, then we would communicate it down the line. And as we're running on the field, we see their formation, and we kind of start chattering with each other as we're running onto the field. And, this is all happening within seconds as we're running on the field. And by the time the thought ran through our head and we turned to the sidelines, right as our glance hit them, the call was being made. Because, the boots saw it before we even, trotted onto the field. But, no, as we ran onto the field, the play had not been changed yet. So that call happened as I was walking up to the ball.
So what is it? Like a flash card, a signal? What's?
No, it was a simple hand gesture.
Oh, okay. Now I gotta ask.
Barely unnoticeable.
I gotta ask: is there any more pressure on snapping for a fake punt than there is a regular punt?
No, the pressure is the same because nothing should change in my mind. As a long snapper, between your ears is where a lot of the game happens in those type of situations at that level of play. It's still 15 yards that the punter's standing back there.
Right.
We're in a dome, so it didn't matter. So, no, nothing changed. But if I don't complete my job, Phil never gets the chance
for
that first down. So, but no, I don't change anything at all. It's you just operate the same, and everything goes off as planned.
Now, was that the fastest you ever saw Phil run? I mean... He's a punter, right?
Well, Phil's fast in the first place.
Okay.
Not everybody realized how fast he was. But no, I knew in Phil's head. We even laughed afterwards. He got that ball, and that was the fastest his central nervous system was ever firing.
He might have ran a 5.7 40, but that time he ran a 4.2.
Oh my gosh, yeah. I mean, Phil wasn't the biggest guy. Let's be honest. And I know it's not apparent on the video if you go back and watch it, but Phil got rocked.
Oh, at the very end, yeah.
Being in the hotel room, and when we get back to the hotel, we're all kind of hanging out, having fun, and Phil's getting treated for a concussion.
So he didn't get to celebrate?
No, Phil missed the actual initial celebrations back at the hotel. Yeah, he did.
Oh, he did. He got to
Nope, he was in the training room, and they were doing eval for his concussion, and he kind of wandered out as things were winding down. But he definitely probably doesn't remember too much of it.
Oh, wow.
Pretty good.
That's amazing. So give us a prediction here on the pit week. What do you think?
Oh, well, I think we're going to roll into it, and the energy is going to be through the roof. So it's going to be exciting there at Mountaineer Field, and I foresee the Mountaineers coming out on top early and sticking with it and rolling the lead all the way through the fourth quarter.
Don't you kind of get that feeling they got to get off to a good start, right? I mean, that's kind of the feeling I get. If they can come out and score on their first two possessions, then I think it's a ball game.
Get it to a good sorry about that.
100%. Once they get fired up, and I think the energy gets there and we keep that momentum, it'll just keep building, especially with Pitt.
Well said. I'm getting excited. Tim, do we have any reps left in us? Can we pad up? Do we have any eligibility?
Even if we did, I think the run onto the field would probably be the end of
yeah.
play.
I've done it in my mind a couple times. I made it to high knees. I never made it to butt kicks. So butt kicks was always two. High knees was and after that I was out with a torn quad. So.
Well, I would struggle right now getting the ball between my legs as far as I need to.
So, Tim, what are you up to now? Are you back in the Bridgeport area now, Tim, or are you in Morgantown still? Or?
I'm in Bridgeport currently, hanging out with my family, and probably be heading back up to Morgantown here soon. I had some medical issues over the past year and a half I had to deal with, and been rehabbing and healing up with my family in Bridgeport.
He's picking up the kids today, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, the kids are with me right now.
Oh, the kids are with you right now? They're well behaved. I can't even hear them.
You got any? You got any future?
The pre-talk.
Any future tight ends there in the bunch, or what?
Well, we could. My son's a big old boy, but football's not his game. He has some conditions. He can't get hit with contact with football, but they're big Mountaineer fans. They're diehard just like we are, and if he could play, I'm sure he would be.
Big guys can play baseball.
Oh yeah,
big guys can make a lot of money in baseball.
Heck yeah! But if he was playing baseball, I'd probably go for more of the, a catcher than like a pitcher because I had to have some sort of contact.
I love it.
Hey Tim, I really appreciate you spending some time with us and for coming on. And hopefully we had a little fun here. Thank you so much.
You guys were great. I appreciate the honor. And Matt, brother, anytime, anywhere, I'll do anything for you. I love you to death, and it was great, getting to catch up with a brother.
Hey, brother, I appreciate you. I love you with all my heart. Blessings to you and your family, man, and thank you so much. It means the world.
Hey, same to you all. Have a great night, guys.
All right, have a good one. And that was Tim Lindsay, former WVU Mountaineer, giving us some insight on the upcoming Pitt game, which is 3:30 p.m. on Saturday. And once again, we appreciate Tim coming on the line there for us. Hey, Matt, what do you say we pay some bills?
Sounds good. A big shout out to our sponsor, the Erickson Alumni Center. Provide your guests with an elegant experience utilizing our state-of-the-art conference technology and catering from our in-house executive chef.
It's now time for everyone's favorite segment of the show.
It's a great segment.
Yeah, we call it What Caught Matt's Eye.
Matt's eye, Matt's eye, Matt's eye. Let us know what is caught Matt's eye.
Caught Matt's eye. Let's go up to Syracuse, New York.
Upstate
New York, baby. UConn at Syracuse. Syracuse wins the football game 27-20 in overtime.
Okay.
Justin, wouldn't you consider that good? I mean,
well, win any game's good, right?
Well, head coach Fran Brown for the Syracuse Orange said, and I quote, "I just want to celebrate the win with people, but I'm so pissed. I'm mad as heck right now." So mad that he had his players running sprints, full pads after the game. And at first, what caught Matt? I had mixed thoughts about this. I have PTSD as a player when Coach Trickett would say, Amory, here till dark 30. And I, as a
Is that how he said it?
That was pretty good.
Okay, all right.
Amory, you're going to get me fired, Amory. You keep playing like that.
But why did he have his guys run after a win?
Well, this is the thing. So I did not like that. I was like, being 300 pounds, like, you don't want to have that over your head. You got to save a little just in case you got to run as a big guy. But, like, after further review, I love this.
Okay.
Coach Fran Brown wants the best for his team. He said, this team is full of excellent men, going to be husbands and fathers, and he will not allow them to underachieve at anything. So
he's old school.
He's old school. I like that. And that did remind me a little bit of Coach Trickett. Shout out to Coach Trickett. Love the guy. And
love the impersonation.
I don't know if he would like that. Is there one more thing I could mention real quick?
Sure, absolutely. Go right ahead.
Why not, right? ESPN's Football Power Index, WVU expected to lose every remaining game. Let's make this short and sweet. Not possible. If that happens, I'll even shave my head. But seriously, I don't even need to look at stats. That's not possible. Not going to happen. Not in this lifetime.
For the record, you're not really going out on a limb there because your head's already shaved.
I've been growing this out for months. What are you talking about, man? I thought you would notice. At least give me a hair compliment today.
I did not see that, but I'm assuming they're going by, obviously, Jaheim White is out for the year. They lost one of their best receivers. One of their best linebackers is probably going to be out for a few weeks.
Well, you know what I hear when I read that stuff? Yakety yakety yak. Not going to happen. They will not lose the rest of the games this season.
All
not going to happen.
Well, who do they beat?
It doesn't matter. They just don't need to lose them all.
Yakety yakety yak.
Yeah, well, that's what I hear. I just see words and I hear yakety yakety yak. I might have to bring that up with a doctor, but we'll save that for episode 4.
It's now time we're going to break into talk about a little high school football. But first, we're going to bring in Michael Griffith here in just a second. But, Matt, I've got to tell you, something happened to me last Friday.
What happened to you? Tell me. I want to hear about this.
I got assaulted by a flagpole.
Oh, how does something like that even happen?
Well,
Please.
you notice on my nose here, I've got this little nick.
I did notice that. Okay. I didn't want to say anything.
Okay, because, I'm going to take that stuff personally. So I'm sitting there. This is pregame.
Okay.
I'm sitting there behind the. Have you ever been to the new University High, the new stadium out there?
No, it's on the bucket list for this year, though.
All right. So I'm standing behind the fence, which is between the field and the locker room.
Okay.
Okay. And I'm leaning up against the fence. I got my notepad and my rosters, and I'm filling out my stat sheets, getting ready to cover the game. So I'm not paying attention to what's going on in front of me. And the kid from University High, the flag kid, the guy that carries the big team flag that runs out of the tunnel when the players come out and the smoke's filling out of the tunnel and everything.
Yeah, all that good stuff.
Yeah, so he's lifting it up, and he's unfurling the flag, and I'm not paying any attention. The flag, I guess, falls and smacks me right in the face.
Are you kidding me?
Now I will say this: it wasn't like one of those flat on hits. It was kind of more in a downward glancing blow. Didn't make it feel any better.
Now that looks like, did it bleed bad?
Oh yeah, well
that's a spot where it bleeds bad. You look like those wrestlers.
Well, I was trying to act tough.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
At first,
yeah.
Right.
You have to protect the clout.
And
Always protect the clout.
I kept putting my finger up there, and I'm like, okay, well, it's not bad. It's not bleeding that bad. But then the blood came. It was like a delayed blood reaction.
I think you should have let the blood go. Covered the game.
Well, you know what happened after? Now this is interesting. So Mark Magro, one of your buddies.
Yeah.
I didn't realize this until that night, but Mark is now an assistant coach at University High.
Coach Magro.
And
okay.
And I covered Mark back in the day. We know each other pretty well. And he comes over to me and says, "Hey dude, you're bleeding." And so at that point I'm not trying to act tough anymore because it's running. I can feel it running down my nose. So Mark takes me into the training room, right? And the girls are in there and they've got whatever they put on it, the gauze or whatever. Yeah. I don't know the official terms here, but and then of course she puts a Band-Aid on it, and I'm thinking, oh my God, I got blood blushing out all over the place. And the trainer, you know what she says?
What?
Oh, I've seen worse.
I mean, I thought you were going to say we put you in concussion protocol.
Oh, I thought so too,
here.
right?
Can we have some empathy for the guy?
She's asking me questions like, do I have a headache? And I mean, she's checking that kind of stuff out.
Okay. So she did go through okay.
Sure. So I got a Band-Aid. And everyone's, Coach Snyder from University High, a couple of guys are giving me a hard time, because I got this Band-Aid on covering the game. I get home. Now, you hear the saying, right? Chicks dig scars.
Yeah, chicks dig scars. Yes.
I get home that night. I tell the story to my wife. And the next morning, we take the Band-Aid off, and it's still kind of scarred up or whatever. And, yeah, chicks, I can tell you, she thought it was sexy.
That's awesome.
Chicks dig scars.
That's awesome.
And go ahead.
I need to find me a flagpole then to get it. Is that the meta? Is that the most effective tactic available? Because if chicks dig scars, I got to make some scars, man.
I wouldn't want to do that again.
Okay, so so maybe from a different. Okay,
we're going to get into a quick recap here. Week 2, Morgantown High defeated Jefferson 38-7. Another big game for Maddox Twig. University High beat Parkersburg South 38-27. Clay Battelle picks up their first win of the year. They beat Frontier, Ohio, 42-20. And North Marion, this will be an impressive stat. You'll like this one, Matt. North Marion racked up 516 rushing yards.
Wow.
Not total, that's just rushing. And they defeated Preston 54-26. And it was an offensive showcase for both of those teams because both Preston and North Marion combined for 994 yards of total offense in that game.
Did I hear that right? Rush for 500 yards?
Rush for 516. Yep. Oh yeah.
Oh man.
I didn't catch the yards per carry, but I'm guessing it was up there.
What a night. My gosh.
Quick look at what's coming up in week 3. We have 3 games on Friday, 1 game on a Thursday. The Friday night games in week 3. Hedgesville travels to Morgantown High. That's a 7 o'clock game.
Let's go Mohegans.
University High travels to Buckhannon Upshur. That's a 7 o'clock game. And Clay Battelle is at home against Valley Wetzel. On Thursday night, we have Preston traveling to Fairmont Senior at 7 p.m. And with that, we bring in the legend.
The legend.
Michael
Griffith.
It's really catching on, isn't it?
In the house.
Does anyone else call you that, Michael, outside of the studio here?
No, but maybe once my son starts talking, we might have to get him to start calling his dad the legend. I don't know.
I want to hear the legend chanted.
Michael, immediate week 2 impacts, reactions.
Yeah.
What do you got?
I guess, this week was kind of chalk. If you really, everything happened that I think a lot of people thought would really happen. University and Park South played a really good, close game. Morgantown handled business up at Jefferson. Clay Battelle turned it around after the week 1 game against Cameron, which we talked about. And Preston obviously had a little tough time with North Marion, and they'll go on their 3rd straight road game in week 3. So, week 2 gave a lot of things that we thought we would solve. So.
Michael, the important question: how many high school football games do you think you've covered now over the years?
I'm probably around almost to 50. I would say this is the 4th season.
You ever been hit in the face with a flagpole?
No, but I have caught a punt from Jimmy Gregg before.
Really?
So, yeah, it was pregame. I will say, I was just thinking, like, you always have these great stories every time we come in here, and I just feel like I just go to these games and watch football and go home. Like, I need to be more adventurous when I go to these
I
games.
love this.
But no, it was last year. We were at Fairmont Senior, I think, at East West Stadium, and I was just standing on the field talking to Jeff Bailey, the AD, and like one of the coaches. I think might have been Stone Wolfley, one of those guys. But Jimmy Gregg was just launching balls into the air like he does, and I just happened to look up, and the crazy part is I did not move my feet 1 inch.
So this was a clean catch.
It was a kick. It went. He could tell you this, and Jeff Bailey will tell you this too.
Okay.
Straight up in the air, and I just put my hands out, backpack on and all, and just looked like you would have thought I had gloves on, right into the mitts. You know what I mean?
Did you call fair catch or? Did you
No.
He called game,
I'm
bro.
surprised that
Game.
somebody didn't just hit me. I wouldn't have blamed them. They were warming up. So.
Some insight here into some of these week 3 opponents. Hedgesville 0-2.
Yep.
They've been outscored 88-34. Now they've played Nitro and Washington.
Mm-hmm.
And Hedgesville, I mean, they've kind of struggled the last couple of years, right?
Yeah, you're right. Up in the EPAC, as we know, a lot of those schools have been on the up and up, and schools like Hedgesville and Musselman, have definitely been struggling for the past few years.
So Morgantown wins that one by.
Yeah, I think you could probably see a similar scoreline to the Jefferson game. Might be a little. They'll be at home too. They'll
Right,
enjoy
they're at
that.
home.
So I would probably say around the 38 mark again. We'll go Morgantown 42. I would say Hedgesville maybe 14.
University travels to Buckhannon Upshur.
Mm-hmm.
Buckhannon is 0-2, and they've been outscored 96-24.
Yeah.
But one of those losses was to Bridgeport.
Correct.
And Bridgeport's going to beat a lot of people by a lot of points.
Yeah.
Their other loss was to Philip Barber in week 2. So Buckhannon is 0-2, looking for their first win. University High coming together.
Yeah.
What do you think about the Hawks?
Yeah, the Hawks are looking exactly how I was hoping they would look. I mean, they're exciting to watch. They're putting points on the board. They're scoring on defense. Jimmy Gregg is doing really well punting the ball. I think he had 2 punts at the 1 yard line against Parkersburg South, right? Is that right, Justin?
He had definitely one was at the 1.
Yeah.
He had another one inside the 5.
Wow.
And then he had another one inside the 10.
My goodness.
Yeah.
I mean, that right there is helping. I mean, they won by what? 9 to 10 points. That right there could maybe come down to some of the differences of the game is field position, right?
Absolutely.
His first punt that went down into. Well, I have to kind of go.
Yeah.
So they downed the punt inside. It was probably like inside the 3 or inside the 2 yard line, and that's what set up University High's safety.
Oh yeah, okay.
And that's how University they got on the board 2-0, and it was directly off of Jimmy Gregg.
Mm-hmm.
Placing that ball inside the 5 yard line.
Complimentary football.
Yeah.
Got to win all 3 sides of the ball.
Yeah,
Now, those special teams.
Now, who came up with that sack? Marcus Kaniska.
Mm-hmm.
Very interesting story.
Right.
Middle linebacker. He's got 3 interceptions through the first 2 games as a middle linebacker, man.
Wow.
Now, did you ever pick off? Did you ever bat a ball down and then pick it off? Or
there was the one that hit me between the eyes, but we don't talk about that.
You get stuck in your face mask? Or
It didn't get stuck in the face mask, but I'll send you a clip
Is that an
of
interception?
Send me a clip.
Is that an interception if it gets stuck in the face mask?
Oh, yeah. If it gets stuck in the
100%.
face mask, you take it to the house. I already took it to the house.
Now, here's the thing. Do you take the ball out or do you just run with it stuck in the face mask?
Oh, you run with it stuck in the
Okay.
face. I'm going to the locker room.
Then
We're
you have 2
partying.
arms to stiff arm people
I don't
with
know.
it.
We might need the oxygen, but 3 picks as a mic?
Yeah.
That's amazing.
2 weeks.
Yeah.
What?
And honestly, the way that he explained in the quote that he gave Justin, that he said he planned that pick out. He told Justin they had thrown this ball a couple times in the game.
They had crossers coming in behind them.
And he said that he kind of noticed that it was happening again. He crouched down behind his defensive lineman and leapt up when the ball was thrown and took it the other way.
No, he caught a bullet.
Yeah.
And then took it 75 yards to the house.
So, like we said on the first week we talked, he's a cerebral player, man.
Yeah,
This guy wants to play in the Ivy League. I mean, you don't go to the Ivy League only because you're good at a sport. You got to be pretty good in the classroom,
Well, how many times do you hear, in the high school level, hey, I recognize this.
Yeah,
that's why I mean,
right.
that's
100%.
high IQ,
Yeah.
upper echelon
Yeah,
stuff.
100%. So, yeah, I am very impressed with the Hawks. Harrison Helbig looks decent so far. They got some stability in the backfield. And, Brody Kaler's one away from his season total of touchdowns last year in the first 2 weeks. So as long as they can keep playing, like we said, complimentary football, hopefully stay healthy, then I think, with the schedule ahead of them, the Hawks can maybe push for a home game come playoff time.
What's Kaler got now? 7 touchdowns?
Yeah, I think he's at 6, right? So he scored 4 in the first one because one of them was a pick 6. So that was the 5th.
Okay. Well, you got to count that one.
Well, sure. I guess I meant rushing. Sorry. But you are correct. He does have 7 total
7 touchdowns,
which
bad.
is how many he had last year. So great player, man.
He's a force to be reckoned with. I like that kid, man.
Yeah.
Fairmont Senior. Preston travels to Fairmont Senior. Now, Fairmont's kind of interesting. Now, they are 1-0. They had a bye in week 1.
Okay.
Right.
What do you think?
A week 1 bye.
A week 1 bye is kind of tough, right?
That's tough. I don't know who rolled the dice and got that. I wouldn't be happy with a week 1 bye. Literally anything but a week 1 bye would be okay.
Scheduling is not easy, and then they came back week 2, beat Robert C. Byrd 35-9. So now Preston has to travel to East West Stadium. Mike, what do you think? Fairmont looks pretty good.
Yeah, East West Stadium is always a nice place to play, but, sometimes it depends on who the opponent is to see how the experience will go. And this will be their second week down there, I believe, right? North Marion playing down there as well. I believe the game was at East West.
Their second game in Marion County, right?
Yeah, so, we know who Fairmont Senior are. They lost a pretty good senior class last year, great quarterback, some really good players who I think had some preferred walk-on offers from WVU, so we'll see what they have. I think they do have a few returners, but Preston's got to get their defense figured out. They scored 26 points, which is a turnaround from the first week. They had 20, but their offense, I think, looked a little more productive against North Marion. But Fairmont Senior's a different animal, man. It's one of those teams that they're going to probably be playing on one of the last weekends of the season, and this is another game where you really got to put your fingers in the ground. And
Fairmont Senior's good. They got to run out of athletes sooner or later, don't they? I mean, they've had a nice run of athletes over the last 6, 7, 8 years, right?
Yeah, not even just football. I mean, basketball state championships, stuff like that, everything.
I got to ask you, East West Stadium, it's got that historical feel to it.
Oh, I love that
You
stadium.
played in it, at least 4 or 5 times, right?
Yeah, because we even played in East West Stadium at Suncrest. So you would get 2 games, playing East and West Fairmont.
Right.
But great times there. It was almost surreal seeing, my first time playing there as a sophomore, surreal seeing the band. I remember watching the games, even West Fairmont, to mid-90s.
Mm-hmm.
What a team.
Sure.
Thinking I could never in my life compete at this level, and just the beautiful environment. And now it was natural grass then, so to even see it now, it's a beautiful thing. But what a wonderful place to play.
It's got that old traditional kind of roll back the years kind of feel to it. With the old bricks out front,
and even I believe even the locker rooms were newer, but still had a brick look. It was just really cool, a wonderful environment.
I think it still has the original seating in the stadium.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
Yeah.
And what a great place. What a historic and wonderful place to play some good football.
Mm-hmm. And to cap off week 3 here, Clay Bateau will be playing Valley Wetzel. Valley is also I'm not going to say 1-0. They are 0-1. They lost to Tigers Valley in week 1, 54-13, and then they had the week 2 bye.
Gotcha.
So they're coming off a bye, headed into Clay Battelle on Friday night. What do we think? You saw the CBs last week,
right?
Yes,
I did. Yeah, they definitely had a really good performance against Frontier after a little weather delay, too. And I was telling Matt before the podcast, this was such a strange 2 halves of football because the first half lasted 2 hours of just normal time, right? I mean, a lot of penalties, some injuries, just stuff going on. I think the person running the clock wasn't sure when to start and stop it sometimes. But that happens in the second week of the season.
Yeah, but second week for them too.
Definitely turned it around. And, LePeau told me after the game, you had asked him in week 1, what'd you learn about your team? And he said,
Nothing.
I'll tell you next week.
Yeah.
He was ready to answer that question after Friday night for
Yeah,
sure.
Lepo,
Gotcha.
he ducks me. I made him. I made him when he was in high school, man. I made him into a superstar. No, that's not true. He made himself into a superstar. But yeah, Lepo ducks me, man.
So, but yeah, they look great, man. I actually had Braden Ponceroff as the athlete of the week this week for the Dominion Post.
What did
boys'
Braden do?
Braden had a great game. He had 7 catches for about 118, 20 yards, a touchdown. But the thing about it that stood out to me was every single one of his catches were acrobatic, were jumping over somebody, were falling to the ground, were in the corner. I mean, every single catch, Corey Cohen was just putting the ball somewhere where he could reach it, where the other guy couldn't. And
Dropping dimes?
Dropping dimes.
Dropping dimes.
What else got Braden over the
good
hump
reference.
was after they scored their first touchdown, get up 8-0, they purposefully onside kick the ball, and Braden recovers it. And he was the kick. He's also their kicker, and that was planned. I mean, Lepo said he took the ball on the coin toss, and everybody was like, why are you taking the ball? But they said before the game, they were like, hey, their offense is their weapon, right? We want to keep it off the field. And I think Frontier maybe had the ball for 10% of the first quarter, so worked out perfectly.
Now, I'm not a gambling man per se, but if I'm sitting here looking at my notes correctly, all 3 Mon County teams are playing a school that hasn't won a game yet this year. Or so I would assume all 3 are going to win, which would make which would be like 8-1 for the county schools.
Yep, Clay Patel's lost to Cameron, which only by 6 points,
it
22
should have
to
been
16.
a loss. Could have gone either way.
Exactly, right? Hey, like we said, could be a win by the end of the season for them, right?
Yep.
But yeah, you're right. Is Mon County football all the way back, y'all? I don't know all the way, but is it getting there? I mean,
I'm liking the feeling. I'm liking what I'm seeing. Oh, it's a beautiful thing.
Yeah, and I mean, it's not just the teams doing well. I mean, some of these players for each team are putting on fantastic performances that are extending beyond the limits of Mon County too, right? So,
absolutely. And the more household names we have around the area, the better.
Yeah.
This has been a great year so far.
Yeah.
The Eastern Panhandle got their first view of Twig last week, and I know it seems like everyone was pretty complimentary out there. We haven't really even mentioned him yet.
Right.
What was the stats with Maddox? What did he accomplish here in week 2?
Yeah, I mean, he went over, I think, almost 300 total yards of offense, a couple touchdowns, and man, it was either the first or second touchdown he scored. Man, he just ran through a few guys. He's a big kid. I mean, you see him, and he's a big kid for a quarterback. But Carter Cooper making more plays. He had another 50-yard screen that he just took to the house. I mean, like we talk about 4.5 40 speed. They dominated defensively again. I mean, Jefferson's not a horrible team. I mean, Jefferson's got some playmakers. They have some All-State. Tony Allen is an All-State player from last year that's back for them. I mean, like we said, they only lost 14-0 to Spring Mills in week 1. I mean, that's a team that was a state runner-up in Quad A last year. So, yeah, I mean, really good performance by the Mohegans, and they are absolutely getting a lot of talk around high school football and social media and stuff about Morgantown, being one of those teams that could be playing on the last week of the season.
So Michael Griffith is now with Matt Amory on the Morgantown High bandwagon. Is that so?
Hey, I got some room. I got some room for the legend here.
You got room on that?
Oh,
Okay.
I got room here.
I've got one other question. So the big result that I saw from week 2 was Wheeling Park beating Spring Mills.
Yep.
Some other interesting things. Martinsburg High is 0-2.
Correct.
Now, granted, one of their loss was to like the Steelers.
Yes,
right.
that team was just. I mean, okay.
And then they go down to Huntington last week.
Yep.
Was that at Huntington?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's 22-20. Yeah.
So Martinsburg is 0-2, and probably the last time Martinsburg was 0-2 was, I don't know, I'm guessing over 20 years ago.
Yeah.
Spring Mills, runner-up. They lose to Wheeling Park. Are we, obviously, University High, Morgantown High, later in the year, play Wheeling Park. I think they both play Park, right?
I believe so, yeah.
Are we on the Wheeling Park, highlight reel here? Are we watching Wheeling Park here as a potential state finalist team?
Well, they did bring back their running back from last season that broke the records of, every single record that Boogie Johnson, and everyone knows that name when I say it.
Oh, yeah.
He broke every single record that Boogie Johnson held at Wheeling Park as a running back last year. His name's Brennan Wack. And I wrote the All-State story for Quad A last year, and when I was talking to Coach Doherty about Brennan, Coach Doherty played with Boogie Johnson, and he said that he honestly thought no one would ever break those records, and it happened, and he's back this year, and he is the reason that they are doing so well so far. I think the first week both weeks, I think he's gone for over 250 on the ground. So, I mean,
he's a Barry Sanders kind of guy, right? He's not like this big, powerful 250. He's like
he's
a little scat
elusive guy.
Yeah. And we talked about that, like, we don't see a lot of speed in the running back, like pure speed anymore. I mean,
well, you see it there, right?
Yeah, you're right. But Park has a good line. I mean, they had a good experienced line last year too, so that obviously factors into it as well. But yeah, man, I mean, Wheeling Park, they avenged Spring Mills went to Wheeling last year and went home back to the Panhandle with the win, and Park was able to avenge that on Friday.
So we've got Morgantown High moving 3-0, right?
Yeah, I would say so.
University High should go 3-0, and Clay Battelle should be 2-1. If that's not the standings after this week, you would be shocked. What would you say?
Surprised.
Okay.
I don't know. Anything can happen in high school football for sure, but it would definitely not be typical for those three teams to lose this week for sure.
Matt, what do you got?
Oh, I got Morgantown High winning by a lot. University High. The people who should win are going to win. Shout out to Morgantown High. Those coaches are doing a good job over there.
Yeah, always got to get that shout out to the Mohegans, right?
Yeah.
Wait, I don't know what you mean by that. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
You going to be at the game on Friday, Matt?
I might be ill for work.
Okay.
Let's just say that. When does this air again?
Thursday. We're on Thursdays, baby.
I might have a few excused absences in the PTO binder. We'll see what happens here. I'd like to go. If I can get out of work, I will.
And that's our high school roundup for the day. Michael, thanks for stopping by, and we'll see you next week, right?
Yep, absolutely. Thank you, guys.
And that's it for today. Episode 3 of the Extra Medium Sports Podcast is in the books. Matt, what do you think?
Episode 3, not canceled yet.
Not canceled?
I
Good.
would say this is our best work yet. Hot take.
That might be the hottest of the day.
This is the best. This is our best work yet. Great show.
We want to thank Michael Griffith and also Tim Lindsay, former WVU Mountaineer, for joining us. Tim gave us some great insight on the Pitt game. And, hey, Matt, we're done. Take us home.
Thanks for tuning in to the Extra Medium Sports Podcast, and a special thanks to the Erickson Alumni Center for supporting the show. Select a wedding venue where you can host the perfect ceremony and reception while providing your guests with a caring and comfortable environment. This is the Extra Medium Podcast, where couches are safe, but the takes are on fire. Thank you for joining us, and we'll see y'all next week.